Delighted to have Charlie Mullins, founder and chairman of Pimlico Plumbers, join us on GB News. Charlie, thanks so much for joining us. Now, you've come from a working class background. You've built a very, very successful business over many years. You've shown a lot of street smarts, and you employ lots and lots of people with Pimlico Plumbers. What do you make of let's be frank here, a posh city consultancy putting working class targets in place? Do they mean it, or is this corporate window dressing?
I'd like to think they mean it, and I think it's long overdue. I mean, I didn't really realise it was as bad as this. Obviously, this class distinction thing has always been there, but to think they've only got around about 20% of their workers are either, actually directors or partners. I mean, 20% of, I think it's 16,000, means it's a very, very low figure. It's long overdue. There should be no barriers whatsoever for any class of working people, whether you're the upper class, the privileged, middle class, or working class. I mean, it should be a level playing field out there, and everybody should be given that opportunity. And, they go on about you've not got a great education that you didn't pick up when you was at school, but you get educated in the workplace, and many, many working class people have proven that by whether it be myself, Alan Sugar, Ralph Lauren, Jay, something Rowling. I think she was all working class, and we need to get rid of the barriers, and quicker the better.
Yeah, absolutely. How did you do it? Because you're not that common. You can, it's easy to reel off some names, but you run out quite quickly.
What do you mean I'm not that common? What do you mean?
Your success story is not that common. We're all proudly common during this debate, Charlie.
I thought you was doing that one. I was going to say. You throw me out there. Look.
I mean, how did you do it, Charlie? How did you make such a success of yourself? What was different for you and your mates in the playground?
Okay, well, look, I had a vision that, I wanted to be successful, and I know a lot of us do. And obviously with hard work and advice on the way, and knowing that you can get there. I mean, it's not as difficult as it seems. And I think once people realise that, the barriers that are put in front of you, you've just got to either knock them down or get over them. And obviously hard work comes into it. I don't believe in luck. I mean, if it was luck, I would never have been working so hard if I relied on luck. But I think it's determination and enthusiasm. And, all the brains in the world, you can't buy enthusiasm and determination. It's something you've just got to bring out there. But I think because of the class distinction thing, it stops a lot of people thinking you can't be successful. And, it should be a level playing field out there. There should be no barriers whatsoever. And I think you'll find if you had more working class people in higher up positions, then the company would be totally different. We wouldn't have all these social problems. We wouldn't have all these crimes and criminal things that are going on. I just think that because working class people are not treated as they should be treated, there should be no barriers.
My dad was a plumber, Charlie. I'm not sure you'd have wanted to employ him. Nice bloke that he is. But I'm very taken by what you just said.
Let me just stop you there. Liam, let me stop you. Why would I not want to employ him? Why?
You don't know him. Because he's very independent-minded, like his son. And so he started a little business himself.
I mean, the fact that he's a plumber, he's got all the credentials that you need.
He's a bit like you, maybe, Charlie. He never wanted to work for anyone else, so he set up his own little business. Nowhere near on your scale, but he provided very well for me and my siblings and for my mum as well, and I'm very, very proud
wonderful.
of him. I'm very proud of him. But
not everyone can... I mean, it sounds it, and why? So you should be, but not everybody wants to be self-employed. A lot of people are happy to work for big corporations and companies, and there's nothing wrong with that. You can still achieve so much by working for another company, and as you know, like a team affair, it becomes a lot more simpler to do. So it's really just about getting rid of this class distinction and, putting it bluntly, stopping the privileged people thinking that they're entitled to all these things. Go on, Gloria.
Yeah, Charlie, you talked about the barriers that exist, but you also said that determination made a big difference to you. But I just wanted an answer to a practical question, if I may, because I guess if you've got rich parents and you want to set up a business, you're going to say, can you lend me some money? Now, if you're born
course,
with nothing, so how do you do it? I still want to know, because I think it will inspire people and I think it will give hope to people. I want to know where did you start and how did you become, you know, the big employer that you are?
Yeah, well, look, to start off with, I never borrowed no money and you know, I mean, banks are crooks in suits, aren't they? So I wouldn't have no dealings with them whatsoever. And any money that I earned, I just put back into the business. And I don't think I went beyond my means. I think a lot of the problems people go wrong in business when you've got no money is trying to borrow money. And I think, you know, at the time, I mean, banks, you know, they was charging mental interest rates anyhow. But I just kept putting things back into the business. And I'm going to go back to what I'm saying. The believing in myself, the determination, and also knowing that people will always pay for a quality service.
Charlie, finally, I'd say we're roughly the same age. I'd say there's a lot less social mobility in this country now than there was when we were kids. I think the working class feel more corralled than they used to. Their kids can't get on the housing ladder. Maybe they won't get social housing either. I think unless we help working class people, we're going to get more and more political problems in this country. Don't you agree?
Well, undoubtedly. It's actually getting worse. I mean, as you said that, you're exactly right there. I mean, the other thing that this company, this KPMG company, have said that they're going to take on working class people, but providing, you know, their parents was a plumber or their mother had a good job. We shouldn't be doing that. Forget what our parents have done. Just take the individuals they are and give them an opportunity. And I think, as you just said, they've proved people the worth of working class people. I mean, anybody who works on the shop floor knows how the operation works. And that's what you've got to remember. You just got to get normal people in there and not privileged people, or not so many privileged people. Get normal people in there and just give them the opportunity, and things would change massively. There'll be no skill shortages. There'll be more working class people in government, and they won't be coming up with stupid things they come out with. You know, obviously working class people understand society more than the privileged people.
Welcome to the GB News YouTube channel. You can watch us live 24 hours a day, catch up on your favourite shows, and join in the conversation in the comments below.
Don't forget to subscribe and you'll never miss any of our exclusive content.